collect 100 rocks on the beach, and here's what they found. It's pretty insane.
Along the ocean, there are hundreds of rocks, and when you flip them, you'll find creatures you never knew were there. Like this one that had a whole army of hermit crabs. And in this video, we'll be flipping 100 beach rocks to find all sorts of crazy creatures, fish, and even deadly sharks. We're at the start of our rocky path.
Okay, shout out Terra Green. Terra Green looked exactly the same.
Dangerous the creatures will get, with the craziest being at the tide pool rocks. And our goal is to give the rarest animal we find a home inside of our warehouse. So
wait, you're telling me they're gonna kidnap a creature and then bring it back to their warehouse?
No, Jack. All these fish are homeless. They're taking a homeless animal and they're giving it a dream home.
Okay, all right, yeah, you're right. I'm dumb.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
Nature, baby.
Alec, imagine if somebody kidnapped you in the wild and then brought you to their home and put you in an enclosure.
Is it like a Giga Mansion with pizza everywhere? Probably. And I would say yes. Take me, Daddy!
Okay, that's the last time we'll ask Alec a question.
Flipped rock number 2, and there was actually something rare underneath.
What's that? Pistol shrimp. Got him. Oh
pistol shrimp.
My God. Got him. Pistol.
A pistol.
Those dangerous?
Shrimp. And the crazy thing is, when you find one of these guys, you usually find more nearby.
There's like 3 of them in
there
here.
they are.
Right there. Right there.
What even
this whole neighborhood?
2. Oh my God.
Pistol shrimp have a wild superpower, a snapping claw that creates a high pressure bubble. And when it pops, it hits speed so fast it briefly reaches temperatures as hot as the surface of the sun. They use this insane snap to defend themselves.
Is it only one arm?
I'm pretty sure they're closely related to the Mantis Shrimp, which has a similar ability, which is also Logan Paul's favorite animal.
So they do like a Thanos snap that is as powerful as the sun for a split second.
Yeah, like very, 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 very tiny. Yeah,
that's insane.
Okay. So if they weren't in water, they'd be starting forest fires all over. That's why they're water creatures.
I guess, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They just create high pressure shockwaves to kill or stun their prey.
That's just what they do. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Really gotta be careful when you're holding them. They're also the only creature we're gonna find today that you can actually hear before you can see. And check this one out here. It was loaded with eggs. So after safely returning the pistol shrimp, we moved on, and at first, it didn't look like much, until something tiny started moving. Mini crab. That's the world's smallest crab right there.
What the?
Literally. This is a mud crab,
Whoa.
and full grown, they
so
only
small.
reach about half an inch, which means this little dude is
half an inch is
basically
pretty big.
an adult. And he kept trying to crawl up my shirt like he was begging to come back to the warehouse, but I'm sorry, this little guy isn't rare enough for what we're looking for. So we moved on and flipped a bunch more rocks, and you are not gonna believe what we found.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. But that's how this works. It's like a giant treasure hunt. You're not gonna strike gold every time. Luckily, the fish guy gods were with us, because when we flipped our next rock, we found our first alien creature.
Whoa!
This crab didn't
More
look
crabs?
like anything we've seen so far. Strange
Unidentified
colors,
crab.
weird shape, almost like it came straight from outer space. And
That's insane that it's like its claws are bigger than its actual body.
Yeah, what would that feel like? If I walked around like this all the time, I would have so many back problems.
Yeah, but like, let's shrink you down. Like, let's say you were like 3 feet tall and you had the same arms. That's basically what we're talking about.
Do not enter. Do not enter.
Nobody's entering, Alec.
Under their little boulders, their little rocks. Anyone who tries.
Oh, this thing's crazy.
And we've been trying to figure out what kind of crab this is, and we have no idea. So if you know, drop a comment down below and help us solve this mystery.
Crazy.
Let's ask our bug guy, Jack. Do you know what this is?
It is actually a new species called Dwayne the Rock Crab.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. That's my last question for Jack.
Moving down the rocky path, we kept spotting these weird slug-looking things attached to the rocks. And the second I touched it, it shot right back.
Whoa!
I've seen these before.
Sweet.
I have no
Is
idea
it
what
Venus
they're called.
flytrap?
What is this? What is this?
No.
Oh, that's a sea fan, dude. Sea fan. I thought it was an eel.
But then I remembered these
I
are
love how he
called
freaks out.
Imagine like there's aliens that come down to pluck us up, but they see us and they go, ew, what is that? What, ew, what the, what is, that's so gross.
I'd be so sad, I'd cry.
I don't even want to touch it, dude. Let's just leave it. That's so gross.
That thing's not worthy to come back to my warehouse.
Please take me, guys.
Poor little animal, dude.
Yeah, it's being shamed.
Yeah, it's just trying to live its best life. Ew!
feather dusters. And they're actually filter feeders that grab food out of the water with their fan-like tentacles. And when they sense danger, they snap back into their tiny little tube homes.
Danger,
yeah,
human,
After we were
human.
done
the
messing
same thing
around
that I
with
do.
feather dusters, we kept flipping rocks. And that's when we found back-to-back miniature
crabs.
creatures, like this tiny sea urchin and a tiger shrimp. Now, all these little guys have been really cool so far, but now it's time to step things up.
Come on,
so
come on,
we brought
starfish.
out our secret
Calamari?
stinky squid. We're gonna use
That's
it
dead,
to
right?
lure in the bigger
Yes.
predators
I
that we
hope
bait
so.
our
Oh, I thought they just
hiding
found that.
And we're gonna be using this
No,
throughout
it's
our
bait.
entire rock trail because trust me, this brings out the crazy
Whoa.
predators.
That's
And
an
then
eel.
boom! Out from under one of the rocks came our first predator.
Holy cow, dude.
That's a big one.
crab. Big
Look at him
crab.
hiding underneath the rock. Send him my way.
Oh, got him.
Let's go.
That's a jumbo.
That's hype.
That's the biggest one we've ever
That's the
caught in
biggest
this
crab of
spot.
the
We
day.
eating
That's the
crab
biggest
tonight.
creature of the day.
A giant stone crab.
This is a creature you do not want to get pinched by, because these claws will do some serious
very strong.
damage. Look at that. That thing
That is
will
king crab.
crush your thumb. I'm talking crack your bone.
What's wild is that people actually
Oh my
harvest
gosh.
these claws during stone crab season, then throw the crab back so it can grow another one. Just one of
No.
these claws can go for
Whoa.
over $30. So yeah, this guy's
What?
basically walking seafood.
Think it out, boys. Think about it.
It sounds like high risk, but high reward.
Huge reward.
I don't know why they throw them back in to regenerate. They should just take them back home.
Yeah.
And like regenerate them at home.
Yes.
They collect just the arms, so they decapitate both their arms and then they send them back. But I feel like they can't defend themselves if they don't have their arms, right?
Yeah, maybe
Like, how
only
do
half
they-
of them survive.
How do they hunt? How do they do anything? How do they scrub their teeth?
Fully based off intimidation.
Maybe they only cut off one arm and then they leave the other arm. So like this. Come here, fish.
I see. They give them a chance.
I think the fish know. The fish like are used to it having arms, so it's just like, yeah, I'm hiding my arms behind my back, but I still have them. I'm gonna don't make me pull them out.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, Adam, whatever you say. Who's a good boy?
Gold. But don't worry, we let him scurry back into the rocks completely unharmed. After we
just
let
threw
that
away
stone crab
$30.
go, we moved
60.
on to our next rock and found
30
a
per
massive hermit crab. As soon as I picked him up, he disappeared right into his shell. I gave him a little time and
Whoa.
eventually
Oh.
he peeked back out. At first, I was thinking this guy could be a solid addition to one of our ponds back at the warehouse. But something was telling me there's gotta be something even crazier.
Oh, yeah.
Fun facts about hermit crabs, they actually can't grow their own shell. They steal the shells from snails. Snails can grow their own shell.
Yep.
And if hermit crabs are out of their shell for a long period of time, they'll die. The more you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
hiding
that's
out
how my
here.
hermit
so
crab
we
died.
put him back and kept moving. And under
They're
the
pretty
next rock was a
shellfish.
huge surprise.
Let's go. Big shrimp, dude.
This thing was massive, and if you know anything about fishing, you know shrimp like this are the perfect bait for catching something big. We're on an
Agreed.
area loaded with fish, so we hooked him on a rod and
Oh,
hooked for
poor
months.
guy. Poor
We
little
were fishing
guy.
for a
Got
while with
stabbed
no
through the
success.
skull.
We did notice tons of seaweed floating by with loads of fish underneath. So we made our bait look like it was part of the seaweed, and it didn't take long to get our first bite.
Fishy!
I think
Fish
this guy right
on!
here bit off more than he can chew. He was literally the same size as my shrimp. But that right there is a pretty wrasse. Crazy colors on this
His
dude.
belly
After
is
our
full.
quick fishing pit stop, it was time to move much further.
I love how they use their original profile icon and they look nothing like their photos.
Jack got a little haircut.
Yeah, and the other dude, what's the other guy's name? Yeah, Chris lost a ton of weight too.
He did, yeah. And I think his hair's better now.
Yeah.
Down the trail. There are a
Alright.
ton of rocks that we can flip, but they're not the only objects in the area. We can also flip some seaweed. Seaweed houses thousands of creatures just like rocks, including some really rare ones like angels.
Whoa!
It only took
Oh.
a couple of swipes through the seaweed.
That is
before we
awesome.
started spotting creatures. And
nature
you
is
can
insane.
immediately see how they've evolved to survive.
Look at
Both
that
the
thing.
crab and shrimp we
know what I'm
found
saying?
were perfectly camouflaged, blending right into the seaweed to stay hidden from predators. It's honestly
incredible.
wild
That's
how these
adaptation.
guys blend in and how they disappear as soon as they hit the seaweed. We've reached our next rocky spot, and this location
Okay, they fully change up this map.
But no, I think they zoomed in on the map.
Yeah, okay, that makes more
This
sense.
is definitely a ChatGPT map.
They got me.
a lot more fish swimming around and is home to one of the rarest creatures we've ever seen, the Mantis Shrimp. So we're hoping we can
Ooh.
find one of those today. A lot of big rocks though. Gonna take some serious muscle power to flip.
Ooh, what, Jack? Do you know something special?
I was talking about them earlier.
You talked about it earlier.
I missed that.
Yeah, like they're like the pistol shrimp, but they're even stronger. And they're also Logan Paul's favorite animal, and he made a whole video about it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So maybe he'll be in this video too.
No, he's
No.
busy.
These guys. There's
He's with
fish
Dwayne The
I
Rock
can scoop
Johnson.
Up here, dude.
That's
There's
the rock he's
actual
flipping.
Swimming fish we can scoop. Since there were fish swimming around, we grabbed our trusty nets to try to scoop one up.
That's a great looking stance.
You like that?
Yeah, it's good form.
You like this form?
Yep.
Try to arch the back more,
Little
like
bit.
a turtle.
Yep. Sea turtle.
Pretend I'm a sea
I just want to
turtle.
hang out with
We
these
had
guys.
no idea just how tough this was
Gosh,
gonna be.
dude,
They're
just
so
us and them.
fast. These fish
No
were
women,
fast
just the
and
boys, son.
way better at hiding than
I don't know about all that.
So that marked the first official fail of the day. But we weren't giving up. Remember, the
Okay, guys, crazy idea for a video. And if you guys like this idea, leave a like on today's video. But each of us goes out with a GoPro and we each flip over 100 rocks. And whoever finds the coolest things wins.
Oh, okay.
Genius, right?
I kind of like that actually.
I like
Good
it.
idea?
Yeah,
I like
do.
it.
And then we capture everything.
Yeah, we bring it back. And then whoever has the biggest army wins.
So really, we would have flipped 300 rocks, which is 3 times cooler than what they're doing.
Yes, Alec, yes.
And then they flip 301 rocks, then we do 302. And then we just go back and forth to see who's gonna be the rock king.
And then we each flip 1,000 rocks, and then 1,000,000 rocks. We flip every gosh dang rock in the entire world.
Yeah, we got to see how the first video does. And then if you guys like it, then we'll do whatever they're talking about.
If it does really well on YouTube, then some would say that we would have become rock stars.
Editor, you can, yeah. Jack
Oh,
left the
Jack left the
just
call.
Oh, Jack just
I left the call.
And I'm alone.
The goal here is to
I
find
thought it
a
was
creature
pretty good,
so
guys.
rare,
Come on.
so wild,
I was-
it's worthy of bringing back to the warehouse.
Before we even flipped a rock, look at the size
Of these scales right here, there are clearly some ginormous fish living inside of these rocks, so we better be careful. That is a huge scale.
I'd like
Look
to
at
just
that scale.
preface that I could not have made a worse shoe selection. I was probably better off going barefoot because this is a serious liability.
So we tossed in some dead bait to lure out
They
the
kinda look like
predators
rock
and
stars
started
with their
flipping
glasses.
the biggest rocks we
That's
could
what I'm
find.
saying.
And the second
Go
we
on,
moved
Jack.
one,
Oh, it's funny when he says it.
Something red. Could be the mantis. It's right there. It's right there. Keep going. Keep flipping. Keep flipping.
Mantis?
Get him. Get him.
Mantis?
Get him.
They gotta be
What is
careful.
that? It's
These things are dangerous.
He's getting away.
It's man. It is.
You have him.
He's in here.
Good job.
This is a Florida blue-legged pistol shrimp, and
Oh, it's another
easily
pistol.
the rarest catch of the day so far. This
Nice.
thing was
That is crazy.
insane. Bright orange body, electric blue legs.
He's just
and a
been working
snapping
out the left
claw
arm.
just like the others. I've never
Yeah.
seen one this vibrant out in the wild before. And for the first rock we flipped in this area, to have this rare of a creature, we are definitely on track to find some crazy things. The next few rocks we flipped had some more crabs and some common
Lots of
pistol
crabs.
shrimp. Always fun to find. So we walked deeper towards the rocks further out in the water, and that's when things almost took a turn for the worse.
Why?
Whatever was under there is gone.
Oh,
stomped
he's more mad about the.
And right after
Killed
that
it.
close call, we managed to
Deleted.
net the coolest fish of the day.
Got him. Nice. Got him.
Right by the rock.
Nice,
He was
bro.
living
Got
underneath
him.
the rock.
I got him
could
under the
not-
bridge.
We got him.
Nice job.
Vital
One of the
fish.
strangest looking fish we've
got a
found so
horn,
far.
like a
They
unicorn.
have tiny little mouths with razor sharp teeth and rough skin that feels like sandpaper.
Ew.
They use those teeth to eat
Whoa.
algae off the rocks and even crush small crustaceans like the crabs we found.
Wow.
Definitely a cool find, but we let him go and kept flipping. Three
I'm
rock
sorry,
flips
but no
later-
one can convince me that that fish has a brain. There's no way. It lives its whole life just. That's all it does 24/7. There's no way it has a brain. It can't.
No, probably just very, very tiny brain.
To be Adam, that would be so crazy.
I thought we were talking about the fish.
I must have just mixed the two of them together. Oh, silly me.
Adam does like to kiss a lot. That's true.
Sorry about that, Adam. I didn't mean that.
Later, we found
Oh,
a sea
Adam left
creature we have
again.
never seen.
What is this? Alien species. This actually might be really dangerous.
Dude, what is that thing? It's
And then Adam said that he was. Oh, man.
Wait, what is that?
one of the
coolest
craziest things.
Turns out it's some sort of flame scallop. And this one was a baby. These guys have tentacles
Hold
that
on.
they shoot out to help sense
the-
movement and even swim
what
by
the-
clapping their shells together.
They make that
This
Make
was
that sound?
easily one of the most alien-looking finds of the
It
day.
swims by
We kept
clapping its
flipping
cheeks
rocks,
together.
and
That's
when we
crazy.
found
Scallops
a
look like
real
that.
creepy crawler.
This is another
Same.
alien. We found 2 aliens so far. I don't
Whoa!
Don't touch that.
I could tell right away it was a bristleworm, but that bright red body had me a little.
I thought the ocean was safe from the centipede and millipedes.
No, Adam, there's always a wet counterpart. The crabs are actually just sea scorpions. The eels are sea snakes. This thing is a sea millipede.
Burn the ocean. Burn the
You
ocean.
understand?
I could tell right away it was a bristleworm, but that bright red body had me a little worried. So I looked it up, and sure enough, it's a fireworm. And unlike most bristleworms, this one is actually dangerous. Those white bristles along its side can sting and cause an insane burning sensation if you touch it. These guys feed
Okay.
on coral
I'll take
and
2.
sponges, and as cool as they look, I put him right back and kept searching for more creatures. And under the next rock, we found the creature worthy enough to bring back to the warehouse.
What is
You're
it?
gonna have to wait to the end of the video to see what it is.
It's sinking
And
to the
as we
bottom.
went
It looks
to
like it's
flip
dead.
rock number 65, out of the corner of our eye, we spotted our first toothy predator.
Eel right here, under the rock.
Eel.
You're gonna
Eel.
hand feed a wild
Yeah,
eel.
it's
I'm gonna
eel.
see if I can-
Eel.
Those things
Whoa.
can take off your thumb
Going,
if you're
watch your
not
toes.
careful.
You're gonna hand feed a wild eel.
Oh my gosh, that thing is long.
Look at this psycho.
Watch your toes, he said.
This is 8 years of training. You gotta get his tail out. He knows to never let his tail leave the rock. He's so close to
Is it
coming
like
down.
wrapped around the rock?
He's out.
It's
He's
inside
out.
the
He's
rock.
fully out. Get him.
These things are fast. They're very fast.
He got him.
Wow.
Oh,
He
nice.
actually got him.
That's impressive.
That was cool.
Miami dolphin inside me.
This guy's a sicko.
Just
Look at the yellow on that creature.
They are so hype.
Predator of the day.
They might
That
hug.
is insane. That's one of the brightest ones I've ever
Dude, that
seen.
thing is freaking eating shrimp or something.
Oh my god,
Wow.
gorgeous, dude.
This is a Chainlink.
They were talking about
moray
each
eel,
other.
And he lives amongst these rocks, feeding on all the crabs, shrimp,
Dude,
and
he's
fish
awesome.
that we found
That's a
living
dinosaur.
here today. He's got razor sharp teeth and a super strong body that clings to rocks, keeping him anchored in place while he hunts. He is definitely at the top of the food chain in this area.
Whoa.
That is the ultimate bush camper in
Yes.
Fortnite. That is his
Yeah.
entire life.
To swim off safely into the rocks in this crystal clear blue
Right
water.
back to the
and
bush.
As you can see here on the map, we are getting super
That thing is basically the equivalent of, let's say, like one of us was at a McDonald's drive-thru and we just waited under the drive-thru window, and every time they brought out the Big Macs, you just, mine!
Got him.
Okay, all right.
20,000 likes and we'll do that.
That's an interesting take,
I
but
do
yeah.
that. I'll do that for 5 likes.
You heard the man. Leave a like on today's video.
close to the tide to our car and drove about 10 minutes to the start of the Tide Pool Trail. And after about a 25-minute trek in the burning hot sun, we finally made it.
Believe it or
Whoa.
not, Rock 100 is this giant rock.
This is the
Wait
most
a
intense.
second.
They jumped all the way to
spot,
100?
the most dangerous and big
How are they gonna
creatures
flip
of
that?
the video. So we are super excited
Wait a
about getting
second.
started.
And although we
I think
can't
this
flip
is a
it,
metaphor.
we can catch what lives underneath it.
So to find out what's living
All right.
underneath it, we have to jump in the water. After snorkeling the rock and seeing all
Whoa!
the life around it, we found our targeted species.
All right, I'll
the
allow it.
shark. So we got out our dead bait and cast
Nurse
it
shark.
right back to the
They're
spot
gonna
where we
catch
saw
a
it
shark?
circling.
Yeah.
No way that works, right? With that little hook?
I got the shark.
They got a shark.
Even sharks.
How?
live in the rocks, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't get bit.
Oh, that size is perfect for the saltwater.
How does the
pond.
fishing
Maybe we'll
rod
take
not
him
break?
home.
Look at that thing. We
Whoa!
got the shark living
Whoa!
under the rock, baby. That is the top
Hello,
Look at
Shark.
those. Look at
that
those.
calls the rock home.
Look at
He was
his
living
teeth.
underneath
Handling
there.
it.
We saw
Shout
him
out,
on the
Jack.
dive, and he couldn't resist that squid. Look at that bad boy right there. He's got some teeth. And if you guys could only feel this thing, he is like sandpaper.
This is a nurse shark, and it loves to live deep underneath the rock, where most people
Wow.
wouldn't even think to look. Down there, it's the top predator of all the rock creatures. With its razor-sharp teeth and
Look at
strong
that.
bite,
Oh.
once it locks onto something, there's no escaping it. We sent him back to his
They're
home on the
wrestling.
rock and drove right to the warehouse so we can finally reveal the new addition that we're gonna be adding.
Okay, guys, what do you think it is?
I think it's some sort of hermit crab.
No.
Oh,
I
it's-
know exactly what it is.
It's the mantis shrimp.
Yeah, it's
Mantis
the mantis
shrimp,
shrimp.
yeah.
It's gotta be the mantis shrimp. They've been hinting at it the entire video.
Be adding
I like it.
Now we have caught tons of creatures under the rocks, and which one do you think we brought back to
Mantis
the
shrimp!
warehouse?
Mantis shrimp!
Pistol shrimp.
No!
We actually brought this guy
Dang
home
it!
because we found
God,
so
God,
many of them,
God,
and
I'm
we
so
don't
dumb.
have
Dang
one
it!
inside of our region.
Why didn't you find a mantis shrimp?
If you guys enjoyed that video and want to see more just like it, then click right here.
Don't do it, guys. Just go home.